Username rejected. Your password is incorrect. Override denied. Your password is incorrect. Override denied. Program activated.
Welcome to another Username Nerd podcast. My name is Mike Hewitt. I've never done that before.
Is it a question mark? Is
sorry,
it Mike Hewitt?
Sorry. And
My
then,
name is Tim Hewitt.
Sure.
His question?
And that's
with
it.
us?
No.
No, hey,
Wow.
what's going on, guys? Hey, how you doing?
And
You're
with
out.
us,
I'm out.
with us, we have Charles Fort.
Hello, everybody. How's it going?
And, yeah.
Chucky Fort.
Yeah.
Do
I was
you
waiting
answer
until somebody.
Chucky?
I was waiting until somebody called me Chucky.
don't like it,
honestly,
do you?
no, it doesn't matter to me.
Okay, good.
Chuck is more.
I like Chuck.
Chuck is just that's where it's at. Is Chuck.
Yeah.
My family even calls
That's
me
where
Chuck.
it's at.
Nobody calls me Charlie
where it's
anymore.
So, what are we talking about this week?
We were talking about Planet Comicon.
Planet Comicon.
which happened
Kansas City.
3 weeks ago?
Yeah, at this point.
Whoa.
Sorry, I'm trying
At
to.
the point
I'm trying
that this
to
comes
time
out.
put
traveling.
this out of when we're putting this out. 3 weeks ago, we had a booth there. It was a
we
lot
did.
of fun.
A very sharp-looking
and
booth.
Very
I'll say that
sharp,
much.
very heavy. That will never happen
Yeah,
again. I got to
okay.
figure out a better way of doing that.
Lightweight construction materials.
Spicy yet satisfying.
Because I wanted to be strong because we had those monitors up there, but yeah, taking it up and down was.
It was- I feel like it wasn't overbuilt,
that,
though.
right there, that thing.
Well, that was
No,
just the
That's just
panel.
the little thing.
Okay.
It was three quarters of an inch MDF. Like
Oh, you
did use
solid,
MDF.
you
Oh,
know,
my
I used
goodness.
MDF, yeah.
Ooh,
No wonder.
no
So-
fun.
Well, it
Yeah.
has to be smooth.
No, I
Particle
agree.
board or
Hey, it
anything
looks
else
good
would've
either
looked
way.
crapped. Anyways,
I just would have used cardboard and duct taped it together. So I'm glad you made the sign.
yes.
'Cause,
Duct tape fixes
I'm
everything.
glad you
Not have
were
been,
part of the sign making thingy.
Anyway, so we're talking about Comic Con.
Yes.
I almost said Comic Book Man. That's not.
The con.
So,
We're talking about
yeah, go ahead.
Well, so there were a few things that Charles here got to go to that we didn't really get a chance to. And I know you personally, Michael. You and Missy were both you were all over the floor constantly.
Super busy. I had forgotten because I was looking up to there's Stan Lee, you know, there's George Takei, there's so many people
that you never even got a chance to get to.
Not
'cause-
even I've
But I think it's good,
blanked
though.
on them.
Well, you were focusing on local stuff, which I think is
That's
what
great.
you really want to cover. Which
Yep.
is yeah. But anyway, so you got to see an
I
evening with Kevin Smith. is
I
that
got
right?
to see an evening with Kevin Smith.
Oh my gosh!
It was amazing. I was literally front and center with this guy. But it was funny because he spent most of the time on the left side of the stage because where the microphone was placed in the room for the questionnaires he just spent most of the time on the left side of the stage because the microphone was in the back left. So he was more engaged on that left side. He would roam around a little bit, but it was just him. Nobody else was there. It was just him and us asking questions because if you guys are familiar with Kevin and the way that he talks and like his podcast, you could ask him one question
and he will go on for like an hour and a
he
half.
will go on for an hour and a half just talking about random different things. Like there was this one where he started talking about his daughter and then moved into his wife and then moved into some of his movies and then back into comics and then with his daughter again and then he just kept going.
Yeah.
Like there was this one point where a fan was like she got up there and she completely forgot the question that she was going to ask.
Probably because it
And,
was an hour
and she
and a
was
half
like,
before
oh,
he
but
got-
he's like, I'm just going to tell the story. And he told the story, and like an hour goes by, and she's like, yeah, my question was, and whatever the question was, I can't remember now. And then somebody asked for him to sign something, and we were all just like, really?
Really, dude?
Come
like
on.
you're gonna do that now?
You're going to do this?
Really? Wow.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that was the very first question.
But inevitably, in all the Q and A's
Did
I've heard
he?
with him, somebody
yeah, he
does
did.
that.
But like as he was signing it, he's like, hey, guys, I know you want to get things signed, but this stuff kind of bumps into our talking
time,
time. So
yeah,
if you
yeah.
want to...
Like that's just common courtesy.
Right?
Really,
like,
though.
should you
Some
really
people-
have to? Anyways,
Well,
yeah,
they-
I agree.
But they had
Some
a
people just don't
guideline
get it.
sign, like things that to do and not to do, and that was one of the things. Don't ask for things to get signed.
Wow.
And I was just like, come on, like
That was
But
pretty
you
smooth
did,
of
so
him to.
you paid for the Kevin Smith package.
Yeah, I paid for the Kevin Smith package, which it was the main VIP, which was very front seating right in front of the stage, and I waited an hour in line to make sure I was very front and center to see Kevin Smith, and then with that package, they gave me a signed picture from Kevin.
Awesome.
And it was a picture of them two standing next to each other from the set of Clerks 2.
Kevin and Jay.
Yeah, Kevin and Jay. I'm sorry. And the first thing I did as soon as I got there to the con, I had
Did he
Jay
sign it in front of you or no?
No, it was. I know
That's
it's
awesome.
kind of one of
That
those
does kinda
things
suck.
like,
That's
but
cool, but there's sorry,
Right.
not to
No, it's
crap
okay.
on your
No, it's
memory,
okay.
but it's cooler to get it signed.
I
in
completely
person.
agree because
Yeah.
it's more. It's authentic.
Yeah.
You know it's
Yeah.
happening. But to me, at the same time, I'm totally messing with your pen.
Oh,
To me, at the same time, like it was nice to have something.
Yeah.
And then to make it better, I actually took that picture and got it signed by Jay as soon as I got there.
That
That's
makes
cool.
That's cool.
So next time when I actually get to see Kevin, like when I actually get to meet the man, I'm gonna have him actually like sign and say it.
Be like, hey, I know
Like
you already
scratch
faked
out the
signed
other
this."
one?
Just scratch out the other one and just put it right below his name. And I also have their the comic books about Jay and Silent Bob. Their series.
Oh, nice.
I actually
yeah.
have the entire series, and I wanted to bring it and get it
Dude,
signed,
yeah.
but
It's
once
too
I
many
found,
things.
well, not just that, but once I found out that Kevin's not actually there in a
There.
booth,
Yeah.
it just wasn't. It didn't
Could've
mean the
gotten
same.
Jason Mewes to sign it though. I mean, yeah, it's kind of like a pair. It's a set it. you
Yeah,
know what I
like
mean?
that's kind of one of those things where when I become famous and I finally get to meet Kevin and Jay on a personal level, I'll be like, hey guys, sign this for me.
Be like,
But
listen, we're going to Mexico for the weekend.
for sure, it
And
was.
you're gonna sign these comic books.
The next question is when you get something signed. This is I just want to know you guys' opinion on that. When you get something signed, do you like it when it's signed to you, or do you
Personally,
just
I
like?
do.
I do too.
Like a generic. I don't
Because
like the generic
I was
message.
with Neil Adams and we were interviewing him. I wasn't going to interview him because I didn't want to be that guy, but he's like he hinted towards it a little bit, not to get off that, but
keep Raja Gulen.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I was talking to him and he's like, he in everything you bought at his booth, he'll sign it for free.
That's
if you bought
cool.
it at his
That's
booth.
cool.
And so he signed it, and I had him make it out to Mike, and then I had him make it out to my kids, the Flash one, because they love the Flash
Yeah.
one. Then the
Fastest
next
man.
guy came in, and he's like, how do you want me to make this out? And he's like, don't make it out to anybody. I'm like, you're just going to take
Really?
that and
Yeah,
sell it
sell
on
it.
the web.
That's
You-
terrible.
I know. I
I love
feel
the
like
custom
yeah.
signings.
I love custom signings because it's more personal. I mean, I don't know who's. I mean, it's kind of cool. You buy something online that has
Yeah.
his name on it, but that's just it just seems to
I did
kinda,
kind of also like when we got because when we interviewed Ming Chen, he gave us. We also paid, but whatever. But he gave us signings as well, and it was cool because he put on mine at least. He put keep on potting.
yeah.
I was
That's
like,
pretty cool.
"Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
Jay actually
awesome."
on mine he
Snooch
what
to the douche.
actually he said what did he say? He said I love comics, and then he just put snooch like right across his face.
Snooch.
It was pretty good.
Your thing is in that box behind you. Just
Alright,
I
I'm
just want you
taking
to
it.
remember
I'm
that.
gonna remember it.
Don't forget that.
But I
I
was kind of bummed
was.
that with the Kevin Smith signature, it
Yeah.
wasn't like a something
It was a good
awesome.
show.
Right.
Yeah, it was a great show. Are you kidding?
Yeah, it's
They
always a
said,
good show with Kevin.
Like
Smith.
the show was supposed to start at I believe
like 8.
8 is when it was
Yeah.
supposed to start. Didn't start till 9.
Wow.
That's how much of a delay there was.
Yeah.
From the last podcast, we talked about how his original
Flight
flight
or
was from
whatever.
Delta, and like he had to take Southwest because Delta had been delayed and either delayed or canceled.
The dreaded
So
Southwest.
the dreaded, terrible, stupid Southwest. So he actually just bucked up and he didn't want to disappoint the fans, and he just decided to go Southwest, and he literally made it to town an hour before his show started.
Which I know, and if you ever listen to his podcast, he's like,
Which
"Hey,
podcast?
I'm gonna be here." Any
Right.
of them, any of them. He
I
does a
only
little
listen.
intro
I
thing.
really only listen to Fat Man on Batman.
Yeah,
I listen to
I don't
just
know if he does.
Smod every now and then.
I listen
the
to
actual one.
Smodcast, but he hasn't put out a Smodcast in like a month and a half.
Right, it's been a
which I
while.
can't really blame him because he's got so much stuff going on. But
He's a busy
I'm like,
man.
dude, that's
yeah.
my favorite one. Like, could you just put out a few more of those? But
Right.
anyway, if you listen to his little intros, he's like, "I'm gonna be here in this date," and literally in his intro that explained when he's gonna be at Comic-Con, he's like, "Going to Planet Comicon," and he's
Oh,
like,
that's
and then
cool.
the next day I'm taking a trip to like Memphis or something like that. It was like he's literally just does a show, leaves,
Books
goes
it.
on his bus or flies, whatever.
Wow.
Just like, oh my gosh.
So
man,
how
he's
old is
nonstop.
Harley now?
I believe she's
like 18, 19, something like that.
No, I believe she's like 16, 17.
Okay. Still, that's.
No, you're right. Yeah, I think
It
she's
feels like just
16,
yesterday, doesn't
something.
it?
Yeah, he was just
Yeah,
talking
like-
about how.
Well, I mean, in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Well, not you said literally, but it wasn't really literally yesterday. You're like literally.
that's so true.
Literally.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Just kidding.
Like,
In Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, by the way, that is like my movie.
That's the other question I was going to ask you, but go ahead.
The scene at the very beginning where it's the babies in the stroller,
Mhm.
the baby that's portraying Silent Bob is Harley.
Oh, really?
That's her. That's little
Interesting.
little Silent Bob is Harley. It's
That's
kind of
cool.
funny, right?
Well, I know she's been in some of his movies. She was in what is
Tusk.
that? Tusk. She
She's
was
in
in
Tusk,
Tusk,
too.
and she was also in Yoga Hosers.
Well,
Which I
that's
know you-
Tusk spawned Yoga Hosers.
love
It's in
Yoga
the same.
Hosers.
It's in the same universe.
funniest
Yeah.
Like I haven't seen it yet,
Well,
so
that's
don't spoil
his
it for me.
Canadian trilogy.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't want to
Well,
make this all about
Tusk,
Kevin
Yoga
Smith. I
Hosers,
want to
and
get
then-
back
yeah,
on
yeah,
Planet.
agreed.
But the last
All right,
question
yeah.
I wanted to ask was, what's your guys' favorite Kevin Smith movie?
Jay and Silent Bob
Jay
Strike
and
Back
Silent
for sure.
Mm,
Jason Mewes
Clerks
is
too.
Mallrat. Oh, sorry, buddy.
Clerks 2 is probably my absolute favorite. from
Probably
him.
Chasing Amy. It's probably my number
Jason
one.
Amy was really good.
I
Clerks
don't
2
know
is-
why.
Clerks 2 is just the raunchiest, nastiest
It's so
comedy
true.
you
It's
will
It's been
ever
a while.
watch.
I always go back to Clerks 1.
Clerks
All
1's
rats,
alright.
but yeah.
Oh my gosh! No,
Oh, great,
no, no,
great
no, no, no.
movie, great movie.
We need to move
On
on
to
to
something
that.
else. What else is on Planet Comicon?
All right, so you did get to meet Jason Mewes. What was that like?
I did
real
get to meet. It was
Is he as crazy as everyone thinks?
Oh my goodness, it was great.
I can only
He,
imagine. We saw
actually-
him walking through the floor.
Yeah. Funniest. Okay, so the line was like
"You guys
halfway down
chasing
from when
us."
I got there. He's like, "Hey guys, I'll be right back. Like, take me 10 minutes. I gotta go smoke. I'll be right back." So he grabs his bag, leaves the line,
Did
and
the
like
big
as
guy
he's
go
like
with him?
fast, huh?
Did the big guy go?
No,
with
it
him?
was just him. He
Oh,
was just
really?
yeah. As he was fast running, he literally just going past this guy that's just standing in the middle of nowhere, and like he does a double take, and he's like, "What?" And he looks back and was like, "Wait, was that Jay?
Just
Like,
Mewes?
I know that guy. Who was that?" But it was really funny, and when he came back, everything just it went so smoothly.
Yeah.
And I will say that I felt very homey at this Planet Comicon because as soon as I got in line and I was waiting in line for Jay, the people were just so nice. We were talking to him about anything and
Okay, yeah.
everything.
Is
It
this
was
your?
great.
What do you
This is
mean?
my
This
second
is-
year.
Okay.
Oh, to this comic?
Yeah, this is
Did
my
you like
second
it
year.
better than last year or
Oh
other
yeah.
cons?
I mean, I loved my first year because it's my first year.
Mm.
But this year was definitely a lot better.
this
And
year
it's
was
so
a lot
much
better.
more room this
Yeah,
year too. They
for
I
really
don't know
they,
why.
they widened the aisles. I felt like.
Yes,
They did widen the aisles.
But that made such a huge difference.
Yeah,
like,
it did.
especially on Saturday.
Saturday was
When
nuts.
last year it
But-
was just like back to back.
Yes, but last year, it seems like they put so many more booths, and they didn't really give us that much more room.
And yeah, they didn't
I don't
expand
know,
the
it's like,
floor much,
It's like
yeah.
they, I don't know, they didn't expand it for what it is. I don't know how they did it, but they magically
no.
made more room.
I feel like, and that's the thing is, I felt like they expanded it like lengthwise.
Yeah, that's what I feel like too.
but not much.
But no, not by
They
much.
couldn't
But just
expand it
enough.
widthwise,
Just
but-
enough. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure there were some more vendors because last year I noticed a lot more comic book stands.
Mm-hmm.
This year there
weren't that
wasn't
many.
a lot. There was quite a few.
There were a few, but then
I
you're
have
right.
no
there weren't
clue
that
because
many.
last year I spent
digging through
2
comics.
days just digging through comic books.
Oh man, yeah.
boxes.
And that's what I did to get Jay and Silent Bob.
It was just nonstop. Where this year I didn't even pick up a single comic book. I
Yeah.
was so busy.
And this year I was just so interested in Artist Alley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get to spend much
Artist
time with
Alley was
Alley. I
cool.
was
It was
a little
amazing.
Disappointed. Real fast, let's talk about speed dating. Speed dating.
Yeah,
Okay, so
Yes, definitely. I'm very interested. Okay, so first of all, I went to the booth, and the first thing they told me is, "Oh, thank you.
We need
We
more
need
men.
more guys."
why?
There's twice as many. It's free for women,
Free for women. Yeah.
but still.
I agree.
But that's why they have ladies' night. Ladies are free every night, and they still can't get enough.
Ladies'
Right.
night.
But they said they had
Exactly.
twice as many women as they did men at the time I was doing it.
I've got a story
And-
for that.
Huh?
I've got
Cool.
a story for that.
And I wanted to do it so bad. I talked to my wife. I'm like, let's just both do it. But then I'm like, that's not really cool because
not really fair.
Might
to the
let
other
some
people.
girl
it's
down.
not real fair to the other people.
You're like,
But,
hey, how are you? Oh, by the way,
I
I'm
would-
married.
I know. Dude, now that we have this magic connection, I'm married. But go ahead.
So how-
And okay, real quick. I have done speed dating before,
Mm.
and it's a very hard thing
It
because
is.
nobody
You don't get really
it's the
time.
least amount of connections made
Mm.
because you're paired up with those other. It's a fun outing, but nobody ever follows up. So, but yeah,
Oh,
Okay,
but-
so kind of just to start off, and I'll try to go through it as quickly as I can. I went there, and there were 2 girls running the booth, and they were the same thing. Like, yeah, we need more guys. It'd be great. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll sign up. And signed up, did it. So I went out there, and I actually saw a friend of mine, a guy that I met before on Friday. I met a guy on Friday. He was chilling around. He was sitting next to me during Kevin Smith, so that's how I met him. And they've been to cons all over. But anyways, and then another friend of mine I'd known for a few years, he actually signed up for it too. And I was like, well, this is kind of cool. Like 2 guys that I know, so it breaks the ice a little bit so you don't feel as,
right,
as weird.
right.
So we get there, and the guy's like, all right, line up for the speed dating. So we line up,
Line
right?
up like meat.
Right, no, really. Like one section was dudes, one
Get in the
section,
line,
section
Put
was
all the
chick.
tall people over here,
Right.
and all the short people over. No, I'm kidding.
But what was crazy is the guys' line was longer than the girls' line. The girls' line was
Really?
like half as long.
Okay.
So the guy, as people were
They
walking
tricked
by,
us.
they did trick us. They did really good. They're smooth. As some girls were walking by, he would just be like, "Hey, come do this. Come do this. It'd be fun. Just come and do this." And we actually ended up with too many people. We actually only got through half of the room.
Oh wow.
There was
interesting.
like, I want to say there was like 10 or 20 of each. We only got through like 10. But anyway, or there was 20 of each. We only got through like 10.
So
And
I want to hear about your magical Eskimo connection.
yeah. And so
Whoa. What?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll, yeah.
All right, anyway,
Um,
keep going. Sorry. keep
Anyways,
going.
so the way that the process worked, and Mike kind of talked about it a little bit, there's like 30, 40 seconds to talk about whatever. And since it was called sci-fi speed dating, of course it's going to be centered around
Mm-hmm.
geeky stuff. So my go-to was, do you like Star Wars? And if there was any chick that was like, no, I'm not a fan of Star Wars,
Like,
that was done.
next.
That was it. That was
First
next.
of all, I don't know if they could be at this con. Well, there's probably a few, but
There were
yeah.
Star Trek fans there too
True.
that do not like Star Wars.
Oh,
Yeah, like that, just the
Ooh.
Trekkies. And I was
The
like,
old
I play
rivalry.
I play on both sides of that fence.
I
though.
know. Me too.
I like both.
Hey, me too.
And so, I mean, if
There's
we
room for
couldn't-
everything.
Exactly. If we couldn't get past the Star Wars, then I would just randomly talk about anything else. Anyways,
Whoa. Were there girls that couldn't
That was like a deal breaker.
that was like Star Wars? Star what?
yeah, like there was like
No.
there
Wow.
was one girl that was like, to
No.
be honest, I've never seen any Star Wars.
Oh,
There's a girl at work that's the same way.
And I'm
that
just,
blew my mind.
I was so dumbfounded. I was like, I literally froze.
That's
I couldn't
amazing.
believe it. Like,
but to be at Comic-Con,
To be-
like
yeah.
the girl at my work, I understand. But to be at Comic-Con
well, I mean, maybe
and
they
not
just,
have seen Star Wars or even know what it is,
maybe they just weren't raised into it. That could have been what it was.
no excuse.
But anyways, so we got to ask the questions, and the way that it worked is we had like a badge on our chest, and so with that badge, everybody has a badge on their chest, and there was a
ID way.
guy's table at the end of the session. There was a guy's table and a girl's table. What we had to do was write our number in the corner of the sheet of paper after we did our questioning, and they gave us a little piece of paper at the very beginning to write down the numbers of the girls that we kind of like,
Like,
you know.
yeah.
So
You mean
Which
like,
guys write all of them
like-
down?
right, of course.
like
That's-
just a numerical code they assigned to you or phone numbers?
No,
No,
just
no,
a
no.
just
Okay,
a
numerical code.
number,
Gotcha,
a badge. Mine was 19.
I was like, wow, that's pretty ballsy.
yeah,
I
right.
know, right?
We couldn't say our names or anything, just questions. That's all we can do. So at the end of the thing, what happened was we all wrote the numbers, and then we had to switch tables. And whichever ones that we liked on the little sheet of paper, we had to go over to theirs and write our number, our name, and our phone number. You know, because
Okay.
if we matched up, you'd contact the person.
Gotcha.
I had 6 wrote down on my paper. I matched with 3. That night, I talked to one of them, texted another one the next day.
Really?
Yeah. Then
He
the
was
next
telling
day.
me
So
afterwards.
whoa! You matched up. So you liked 6 girls, and,
And
3
of
liked
them
you
liked you
back.
Yeah.
That's a very high
Well,
statistic.
There was 6 girls.
Congratulations,
Right.
you won.
What happened? What it was there was 6 girls that wrote their name and number on my sheet,
Oh, and then but the 3,
out of my paper there was 3 that I had interest with as
that's
well.
interesting. Wow.
Gotcha.
So it was like, my odds were 50-50 there.
Yeah.
So, and then the other girls, you just don't know what their faces are. You go through so many of them. I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but
No,
like,
but yeah,
right.
in
It's
that
hard
type of
to-
setting, it makes
Right.
sense. Yeah.
and so that night I talked to one girl. She was such a big Battlestar Galactica fan. Like and I don't know much of Battlestar Galactica.
Mhm.
I know what it is, but I just wasn't like, oh yeah, Battlestar Galactica.
Did you watch the reboot on TV?
No.
That's okay.
No. But
Sure.
any,
Yeah.
and then
This thing doesn't work.
what is it?
I'm trying to unmute you.
Unmute me?
Just kidding.
I was like, what?
Oh,
in the world?
mute me?
I mute you.
yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
And then,
I'm just kidding. Sorry.
And then one girl, she just never contacted me, which I was
Okay,
like,
you
whatever.
have to watch Battlestar Galactica.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's fair. I'll go watch Battlestar Galactica. I'll make that.
Right?
Very good.
That conversion.
Right. Oh yeah. Right. It's definitely worth
Gotta
a
watch
watch.
it. Okay.
It's definitely worth a watch.
As good as Dark Matter.
Oh,
You guys seen
better.
Dark Matter? Okay.
I've
I
seen
love
Dark
Dark
Matter.
Matter.
I like it a lot. This is
5
better
is
than
my
Dark Matter.
favorite. Jodelle Ferland is like one of
Well.
my favorite actresses in the world.
That's very true. But yeah. Anyway. Okay. Anyway. Back to
Anyway,
me.
Yeah.
so Final Girl. She the next morning when we're getting up or when I'm getting ready to go to Comic-Con on Sunday, she texts me. She's like, "Hey, this is Katie. I was number blah blah blah," and she said something random, and I was like, "Haha, yeah." Oh, she said that you were wearing the Deadpool shirt, and I wanted to make a baggage joke. And I was like, "What kind of baggage joke?" She's like, "I don't know, something about you carrying like heavy bag." I was like, "I don't know what that has to do with Deadpool, but okay."
Gotcha.
So we just
All
we kept
right.
on like we kind of kept on talking, and she's like, "Well, hey, we should meet up and talk a little bit," because we couldn't remember each other's faces. So we were like, "Hey, can we send a picture?" And I guess her
Well, I
phone.
can see Deadpool has a lot of baggage, and so no,
yeah,
no,
Maybe
is that
he
not?
No,
forgot
I
because he
agree.
forgot
Like,
his
I was-
ammo bag.
Yeah, there we go.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
And,
well, I was gonna say, in that scene where he talks about, how they try to one up each other,
Oh gosh.
like, I was
Oh yeah.
BB,
That's right, that's
and
right.
Oh,
I was
you
going to
totally
just say a
win.
bunch of whole stuff. Yeah,
You have cancer.
Anyway,
you're dying.
yeah,
you
yeah.
totally win.
yeah, exactly.
So, basically,
She texted you.
she texted me, and I was like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I don't remember what you look like. Can we exchange pictures?" Not trying to be creepy, just like, "Hey,
Yeah,
let's-
yeah, yeah.
what do you look like?" And so she's like, "Well, my phone doesn't do pictures," and I was like, "Okay, that makes sense." So, I thought like
That
she
doesn't
was
make
either
sense.
That doesn't
stupid.
make sense.
That
No,
doesn't
no,
make sense.
but-
I'm just-
It
I don't
makes
know,
sense
something-
to have that sort of response,
Right.
in that sort of setting.
And at first,
so,
I was like, "Oh my
Mhm.
gosh, she's got to be like, I don't know, And so-
Hunchback of Comic Con.
I was like, she's 80 because
Right.
she has what are those phones?
Rotary?
No,
She has a rotary
the
phone?
jitterbug phones
track phone.
that have just 9
awesome.
gigantic buttons.
So
Is she listening to this right now?
I don't know. She probably will later though.
Go ahead.
So
Sorry,
No,
I'm
no,
very
it's
sorry.
okay.
You're a very nice lady, woman,
Katie.
not old at all with the phone.
Uh,
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. And so
I'm apologizing to her.
Just,
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
just keep digging that
So-
grave, Mike.
Just making it deeper and deeper.
Oh, go ahead.
Anyways, so we're talking, and we decided we were gonna meet up, but she was at panels all day. Like literally, she did nothing but panels. And Sunday was my shopping day, so I just shopped the entire day. And at a moment, somebody on the overhead says something about if you have lost and found, and you might have lost your keys. And my mind goes keys, and I checked my pocket. My keys weren't in my pocket.
Okay.
And luckily, my buddy didn't drive, so I didn't know like if I might have left him in his car
Right,
or
right.
I might have left him at home. So I called my roommate.
Yeah.
Keys weren't home, so I started freaking out a little bit. I went to Lost and Found. Keys weren't there, so I was like, "Dude, we got to go back to your car. I might have lost my keys." So we go back to his car. The keys were in the car. Whew,
Okay.
God. So I told her, I was like, "Hey, we're pretty much leaving already because we parked like a mile away, and we're pretty much leaving." And she's like, "Oh, that's sad. It ends sadly. We don't get to see each other and all this kind of stuff. But you can go ahead and text me if you want." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Do you have Facebook?" She's like, "Yeah, I got Facebook."
Okay.
Cool.
She's got
Whew,
Facebook.
yeah.
Yeah, like, she's got Facebook. She's not stuck
I
in
was
the
going to say,
Stone
someone's
Ages, guys.
catfishing you if she doesn't have
Right.
Facebook.
She's not. My name is Katie. No, not at all.
Okay.
So we've just been texting on and off still, as to this day.
That's it.
Like she's in Alaska. There's
Isn't
not
this
much
yeah,
to go off.
something
there.
she went to
She's in
Alaska.
Alaska.
Well,
like
she-
she's
hang
taking
on.
off. Like school's over.
He's not explaining it well.
She's from
What?
She's from Alaska.
You go back to the con and then you walk home. I don't care if it's 20 miles.
I
I'm
don't-
sorry.
No, it's she.
She's originally from Alaska. She was
Yeah.
here for schooling, right?
And
Yeah.
now she went back to Alaska.
For a month, just for a month. She'll be back.
She'll be back.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, no, she's not
gone
she's not-
forever. She's in
no,
Alaska.
a missed
for
chance.
It's your
good.
last chance.
Well, and I asked her, I was like, "So, do you plan on moving back to Alaska?" And she was just like, "Well, it just depends on where my life's at." And I was like, "Okay, that's cool."
Mhm,
But I
mhm.
mean, right now, my love life is not the greatest, so I'm just feeling this one out.
Yeah.
We'll see where this
Cool,
goes.
cool.
But
What about the other?
You could
Two.
say
yeah, nothing on the other chicks.
Another two.
Nah, but I'm not worried about it.
You could
Like,
say
I'm
the
just-
one that you
yeah,
met
yeah.
was maybe cold as ice.
cold
She's from
as
Alaska?
ice.
No, nothing.
Because she's from Alaska.
That one didn't land
Ooh,
either.
That one
not-
did
that didn't
not
work out very well,
land
Tim.
at
Man
either.
alive! I'm batting
She's
a
not that
thousand
cold.
today.
She's actually pretty darn funny. I was very
Well, that's
surprised.
pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's really
she's
cool.
and she
I'm really
loves
bummed. I
Star
really
Wars.
I don't know why. I
don't
want to do
know.
speed dating so bad.
Do it. It's so much fun. It really is. Like, I recommend to
tot-
any of you guys, don't be pressured. Just go do it.
Yeah, there's a little thing about being married, though.
That
What's-
that is a blocker there.
It is a
What's
little bit.
tap code? Anybody? Anybody know what tap code
Tapcade?
Tapcade.
is? Tapcade.
You've
Gosh
never been to
darn it, Tim.
Tapcade?
Sorry, my bad.
You've never been to Tapcade down?
I was looking at my notes. Though,
I've been
and it said-
to
I was like,
to
what's
both
Tap Code?
arcades, Tapcade and
I have
Up Down.
not
I've
been to
not been
Tapcade.
to Up Down.
Up Down is amazing.
Well, Up Down opens at 3 in the
Yeah.
afternoon, so it's always like. But Tapcade opens at lunch, so
Yeah.
we would book it over there. It's like when we work downtown, and we
Yeah.
could go and then be back. It was so,
I had a
it's just
blast.
in that one, because later at night it's just $5 for all you can play. But
Right.
if you come at lunch, at least when we were, you just order food and you can play for free.
Well, and what I believe, if I'm correct, Tapcade is family friendly. Not family friendly as in like Up Down's bad. It's
Up
not
Down-
that.
Up Down
Down's
feels
it's a bar. It's a 21
Yeah.
and older thing.
It feels more like Dave, and Buster's.
Yeah,
okay.
But
But more like a hipster Dave and
dude,
Buster's.
it is literally the 80s arcade, and that was like, and it was very surreal to me because
Tapcade?
that was
Yeah,
or no,
I love Tapcade.
Up Down.
Up Down.
Up Down to me reminded me of an 80s arcade, but Tapcade was a lot of fun. My cousin and I, we spent just the day out there just playing games.
I did love
it was
the-
a great time.
Well, I can't really say because I've never been Up Down. So.
But Up Down, if you love 80s,
Mm-hmm.
go to Up Down.
I've been
Try
to
it-
the
try out Up
Well,
Down.
it feels like
Video Game Museum in St. Louis. I've been
That's
there.
pretty
I've
cool.
been there. That's a long time.
Have
That
not
was a
been
long
there.
time ago. But I've never been to
20 years
Up
ago.
I've been to St.
Down
Louis
or
like once.
Tapcade. Never
Yeah,
been to either.
it's-
Go to
pretty
both.
cool.
I need to be
Go to
going, I
both.
guess. Yeah.
They're
Tap-
actually just down the road from each other too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Tapcade's pretty cool because they open up those things so
Yeah.
you feel like you're outside as well. And they had like a Sega and a.
Yeah.
Well, so anyway,
Sorry,
Tapcade was at Comic-Con is why we're talking about it. So
Yeah.
correct.
I just wanted to tie it in
Tangent.
eventually there.
You
but
did?
yeah.
Because you just said tap code. What's tap
I
Yeah,
know,
code?
that's
tap
why I was
code.
like,
What's tap code,
well,
guys?
that's just
Is it a new
that's
type of
just
Morse code?
pure- My notes with that, but so how many games did they have there? 8?
They had
I think it was 8.
8 or 9.
Yeah, it was a lot.
There was a lot of games. There was. I was very surprised. Some of the games that I saw, Excite Bike,
Excite Bike was a good
Uh,
one.
Burger Boy?
Time.
huh?
It was Burger Time.
Burger Time. Thank you.
No, that was a good one.
The Return of the Jedi arcade version that was fun. Ninja Turtles.
Mhm.
The original the original Mario Bros. That was a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
yeah, yeah.
But
Or
I mean,
26.
I'm trying to think what else there was. X-Men, I believe, was there.
Yeah, but
it
that's
was a
boring.
great time. Yeah.
What's that?
Anyways,
It's just arcade games. Let's go on.
yeah,
Why
arcade
there's
games, great time.
Okay.
It's a great time.
That's what I was wondering because we don't have
You're right.
too much more on the list. We brushed through all the Kevin Smith stuff. Real
I do.
fast.
I do want to
Oh
mention.
no, there's tons of other stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
Just real quick, I forgot to mention during Kevin Smith if we have the time.
Oh, the 2 questions.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So going into Kevin Smith, I had 2 questions that I wanted to ask, but Kevin Smith, long drawn out kind of guy, and so one of my questions was that in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, when Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are talking to each other on set of Good Will Hunting 2, they're talking about doing the safe picture and then the payback picture because your friend says you owe him, and then they stare at the camera. And I always wondered what was that about. You know, what did they owe Kevin Smith? Like why?
Well, that's because I think it's just because they were friends, right?
No, there's an actual like I thought it was Dogma because they became a little bit popular, but it wasn't. What it was when the boys, they're referred to as the boys
The boys.
in Miramax, they wrote Good Will Hunting. Matt
Okay,
Damon
yeah, yeah.
and Ben Affleck, they wrote Good Will Hunting. Nobody wanted to pick the movie up, and then there was this one studio that did pick it up, but they didn't like the director or something about it that the boys didn't like. And so they go to Kevin and was like, hey, can you please, like, can we do something here? And not necessarily direct it, but like, can you please do something here? And he got him landed with Miramax. So Miramax picked up the film because the other studio said that if you guys don't have this done in 2 months, we're taking your script and you're never getting it back again because the other studio paid for the script. They paid like over $200,000, I think, for the script. So they technically had the right to do it, but it was like something they didn't like. So they were like, you have 2 months or you're not going to be in the movie at all.
So how did Kevin Smith?
So Kevin Smith got Miramax on board with it.
Oh, gotcha.
That's
okay.
where and so that's how they owed Kevin, and that's why they were in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. And that to
I
me, that's just
figured it
always
was
been
from
one.
Dogma.
See,
too.
that's what I thought,
always
too.
Thought, but
But I didn't get to. So before I get ahead of myself, I actually didn't get to ask him any questions. He just somehow answered these in the madness of his of his answers to other people's questions. And then the other question was like, how did he get his start and what made him get his start? I guess that's technically 2 questions, but so he
Disqualified.
Works in,
2
right, done.
questions.
It's over. So he basically he would go into movies. As you know, he's a big movie buff, like you were saying, and he was always wondering like, why did people not make movies like regular people? Like, why didn't they ever make movies about regular people, like their lives? And
He would always say like about me and my friends.
Right,
Like, how
exactly.
come nobody makes movies about me and my friends?
And some of his friends were like, well, Kevin, if you want people to make movies about us or about regular people, why don't you make a movie about regular people or about us? And I was like, that's genius. And he talks about like how he's only had 2 mind cracks in his life. And that was one of them, was the making his own movie. And then the second mind crack was about Tusk, because how Tusk came about was during a podcast.
Yes.
And he
love
talks about how nobody would make a movie about a man trying to turn another person into a walrus. And he's like, my mind cracked right there.
But not only
Now,
that,
but they will make a movie about a man trying to make a human centipede.
Yeah, that's just weird. I will never see that movie in
But
my
not
life.
only that, like after Red
Oh,
State, he
God.
was so fed up with the
Sorry.
critics, he was just like, "I'm done.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
want to make movies anymore." And so that moment was like, "Well, why don't I just make the movies that only I would make?"
Exactly.
So that was
And
kind of a
I'm
nice
so glad
Kinda
he
like
made that
us in this
shift.
podcast.
Like, I'm so glad Kevin made that shift. Like, I'm happy to see that he's out of the, like, don't get me wrong. I love Kevin
appealing
Smith. I
to
love
the
his
critics
movies.
phase.
Yeah, he's getting out of appealing to the critics, and he is making what he wants to make. The off-the-wall, because look at Yoga Hosers. Like, I haven't seen it yet, but the idea of it, nobody would make something like
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
And then Red
Only
State.
Kevin Smith.
That was I loved Red State. I thought it was a
I
great
thought it was a good movie. Critics hated it.
Yeah,
And that was
screw the
like-
critics.
Fine, I agree. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyways,
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was how he
Unless
got
it's
into filming.
Batman versus
Root
Superman.
beer.
But I will say he didn't. He made the character
Batman v
the
Superman.
English dude. The English dude. And, sorry,
Well, we have to explain root beer. Go ahead.
the English guy, Johnny Depp's character, was
Mhm.
actually meant for Quentin Tarantino. He wrote that for Quentin Tarantino,
really? I
and then
didn't know
Quentin
that.
Tarantino turned him down because Quentin Tarantino thought he was going to be the walrus guy.
No.
He thought he was going to
Oh.
be playing that character, not
Justin Long's character or whatever.
yeah, not the detective. And Johnny Depp was totally on board for the
Interesting.
detective. He loved it. So,
Uh,
anyways,
Okay, let's talk about root beer.
No,
and
stick
then
around next week where we'll talk about root beer.
the
There was a root beer
shocking
stand.
conclusion.
Man, I wish I had the bottle with me. I don't know why I brought it up because I can't plug it
Beck's.
at all.
Beck's root beer.
Was it Beck's root beer?
BECK.
I'm talking about the stand where you could get a refill.
Beck's.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's the best.
It was
Root
amazing.
beer.
I still have it.
Whoa,
Ever.
is it spoilers? Are we giving out the spoilers?
No, I think
Are
we're
we
just
gonna
going to
wait?
go ahead and talk about it this week, and we'll. People want to
Whatever
know.
you guys wanna
People
do.
really
People
are
want
diehard root
to
beer fans. They
know.
Hey.
really want to know.
Die
I
Hard
will say
enthusiasts.
this: I got 2 big bottles,
Same.
and I got it refilled once there
Same.
as well. But when I took it home, I made a root beer float with it.
Was it good?
Amazing! Oh my
Yeah,
god,
it's good stuff.
it was the best
I
root
hate you
beer
both.
I've ever had.
Why?
in my
Because
life.
you didn't get to try it?
He doesn't drink
I
carbonation.
can't drink carbonation.
Oh,
He
I am
can
so sorry,
drink
Mike.
carbonation. He just chooses not to.
4
I'm so
years.
sorry.
If I
Hey.
go back, it'll be gone.
At this
Good
point,
for you, man.
yeah.
I'm giving you a hands. I don't know
It'll be
if
gone.
that just sounds terrible. I'm giving you a hand clap and congratulations.
What's tap code? No.
That's it.
Alrighty, so I think
Now
that's
all I
gonna
want is
Tapco
beer.
sounds like
Root
a beer
beer?
company, dude. You should make that a Tapco beer
Ah.
tap
company.
code beer. So that'll pretty much wrap it up
Yep.
for this
At
podcast.
username nerd on Twitter, Facebook,
Nerd is
username nerd,
Facebook, yeah.
usernamenerd.com. You can contact us at comments at username nerd. I'm trying to think of all the other things.
Or you can email Mike at username nerd or Tim at username nerd
Sure.
or Missy.
Those
at
are more
username nerd.
business, but sure.
Or
Just comments.
Charles, you can do
I-
that. You
I,
can email
actually
Charles
have
at username nerd. Sure.
I have an Instagram. It's always dream is what it is.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
always
Yeah, you want to
dream.
plug your
Yeah, you
stuff?
want to play
Okay.
anything, Charles?
Yeah, yeah. I'm not for sure of my Twitter because I barely get on there anymore.
What
but,
about you were talking about the game thing you
whoa.
were doing?
the game thing? Oh yeah, I'm on Twitch.
That's what it
You
is.
can find me at Apex Blackout, all together, no capitalizations, just APEX BLACKOUT. Apex Blackout. Sometimes I'll do Doom, sometimes I'll do Battlefront. Whatever you
Who
guys
knows?
want, just comment and I'll play it.
You could call our number and request what you want Charles to play, and our number is.
it.
You still don't have it?
No, I'm pretty
Where's the
sure
card?
it's 816-717-NERD.
Perfect.
And if I don't have it, I'll
I'm
figure. Hey,
99% sure of
I
that.
do have a 64, so I'm sure we can figure out a way to do 64 as well.
Here you go. Our phone number is
913.
913-717-NERD.
Gosh,
We weren't
dang.
even close.
No, it was wrong area
We
code.
weren't even close.
No, we were right. Wrong area code.
I love you saying we. You
913
weren't even
717
close. No, okay.
nerd.
And then we also have 3 YouTube channels, which
3
is
YouTube channels.
Username Nerd
Username
News,
Nerd.
Username Nerd Games, and Username Nerd.
If you just
Comics.
type in search username nerd, you can find them. Please subscribe. We're trying to get our numbers up. Basically, username nerd news. Keep it. It's like a news feed. So
Keep
the
it light.
idea of it is to subscribe so you can be cut up on all the local news. We don't cover really national news. There's about 1 billion other people doing that.
We like to focus on
No one else. is
middle
really-
United States.
Yeah. Oklahoma.
All the boring parts. of the
Missouri,
United States.
Kansas. Whoa.
No. Hang on. Whoa. Stop
Borderline.
and back
Best
it up.
city on the planet.
Back it up. I didn't mean it that way. I'm saying the
fly.
coasts
About
get a
Cowtown.
lot of coverage, right?
Right.
So all the middle United States, it may feel boring, but it's not really boring.
It's the
No.
heart of
you
the
come to
United States.
our channel, you'll find out there's all sorts of stuff to do.
Oh, there is.
We
So
are-
yeah,
There you
it's
go. See, I
Kansas.
spun it back around.
Yeah, Kansas, Missouri, some Oklahoma, some I think we have a con we got invited to in Omaha
Ooh.
Ooh.
and Illinois as well. I know there's a steampunk band I just met last weekend who wants us to go out there, and I'm like, well, if we're in a con in St. Louis, I might come over there, but
That would be amazing.
that's
That's
a
fun, a
long
long drive.
But that's
Just
what
for the
we're here
steampunk
for.
band.
That's what we're
Hey,
here for.
Do you want to mention any guests that we have upcoming guests, or do you want to say
We'll
that?
do that next
Okay.
episode. Next
Okay.
episode. So.
All right.
And stay nerdy.
Just say it normal. Just say
So
it. Just
hard.
stay
Stay-
nerdy.
Hashtag.
Stay nerdy.
I love it. Hashtag stay nerdy.
Oh, gosh.
Hashtag stay nerdy, my friends.
No, man. Really? We're throwing hashtag in this stuff.
Hey, I already just did it earlier.
All right. Hashtag.
Hashtag shut your mouth. Hashtag stay nerdy.
Hello, everybody. This is Ming Chen from AMC's Comic Book Men. You're listening to my favorite podcast, Username Nerd. Stay nerdy, my friends.
Okay, stop. Don't go to the next YouTube video or channel or skip or don't do anything. Real quick, 5 seconds. We have 3 different channels. Please subscribe to them. Username Nerd News, Username Nerd Comics, Username Nerd Games. We have separated them out into 3 ones. Choose all of them or just one to subscribe to. You'd love it. I promise you, we'll give you great content. It'll show up in your feed. You'll love it. Just real quick click. It doesn't take but a few seconds. You'd be awesome. Thank you. I mean, you are really awesome. Thank you.